In preparation for this video, I took 3 advanced anthropology classes at UCLA. I interviewed 4 body language experts, and I read the top 10 books on human psychology. Just kidding, I didn't do any of that. But what I did do is I used critical thinking and my pattern recognition that I've gained throughout these 27 years on life to decide what are the biggest things that make a man stand out amongst others. And you guys are in luck because today I'm sharing all of it with you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my son. So you ever notice that so many girls are like, oh yeah, I prefer a dad bod. Dad bods are the best. I just want to be able to cuddle up with you. I don't want a ripped, chiseled body. But these are the same girls that when they're chilling at the pool, the guy, the 6'3" Chad with ripped 6-pack walks in. All of them are just zooted, staring straight at him. They couldn't give a fuck about their boyfriend with a doughy dad bod sitting right next to them anymore. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, that's why it's number 1. Getting a good physique is the first thing that can make you stand out amongst your peers. And this is absolutely undeniable. Having a nice V-taper physique, you know, where your shoulders are a bit wider than your waist and you got a nice tight waist and you got a little bit of delts and pecs popping out is the same for men as it is for like a woman having a nice hourglass figure, you know, like when they have hips that are wider and then it comes in at the waist and then like up around their bosom, it comes out a bit, you know, it's our primal instinct to be attracted to that. And it's the same for women because when men have a strong, stout figure, they have wide shoulders, they look strong, they look capable, and they look healthy and virile. And I read somewhere, I think like only 17% of men in the world actually regularly go work out. So if you're at least one of those guys, you've been doing it for like 6 months, you get the 6-month newbie gains going on, like 5 pounds of muscle, then you're already standing out amongst like 90% of other men. That's like the simplest way to stand out. And I'm super interested in this. I started working out when I was like 15 years old. I wanted to know, how can I make the biggest change? And what I noticed was that the 3 biggest muscle groups that made the biggest difference were your outside medial deltoids, you know, these deltoid muscles that are on the outside that give the width to your shoulders. If you can bulk those up, then that makes a huge difference. Number 2 is your lats. This is this muscle right here that kind of hangs under your armpits. If you can build those up, it kind of like does the same thing. It gives you width, but from the inside pushing out. Whereas, you know, your delts are kind of just pushing that outside border. Your lats, if you build those, it's kind of like expanding your arms outwards as well. You're like burning the candle from both ends. If that makes sense. And the third one, that's 2. Third one is none other than your pecs. Pecs tie together a full, well-balanced physique. You could have all the other muscles, but if you have like small, flat bird chest, then you're gonna look like shit. Like, frankly, you got big ass arms, ripped, chiseled abs, but you got a little sunken in bird chest. You look like a fucking little girl. So if you want to stand out, put on a little bit of muscle, man. That's it. And it's not hard. It can be as simple as doing 100 push-ups a day, you know, activate those chesticles, those arms a little bit. You'll get some tricep popping out. Do like 100 sit-ups. 100 sit-ups is a good place to start. You're activating your abs. This is what I used to do every single night before I went to bed. Actually, I think I would only do like 50, and I got a little resemblance of abs within like the first 3 months of doing that every single night. So you should do it too. And one more thing I would do is probably pull-ups. If you have a pull-up bar at your house, or if you don't have one, you can usually pick one up at like a TJ Maxx or Target or something, like $30-$40, and learn to do a fucking pull-up and do like 50 of those a night. And if you can't do a pull-up, you could do like jumping pull-ups where you jump a little bit and then pull yourself up. And this is going to help build those lats, build your back a little bit. I think I also recall back was voted like the most sexiest muscle on a man. So you definitely don't want to neglect that either. It can really be as simple as this. You don't need to be some built up, jacked, C-bum looking dude. You don't need to be Mr. Olympia. All those ripped ass, shredded, 3% body fat, 200-pound dudes that you see on your Instagram feed, that is not the ideal physique if you're trying to attract women. I'm assuming that's what you guys are following me for. I've looked at my demographics. Most of you guys are straight males, so you probably want that, right? And you want to be healthy and be able to be capable, right? And the best physique for that is like, I would say it's kind of like the Hollywood actor physique. Not talking about the Chris Hemsworth physique. He's definitely on some shit, but I'm talking like the Ryan Reynolds, the Jake Gyllenhaal, what's his name? Chris Evans, that guy. Like, he has probably like one of the ideal physiques where it looks like he's been lifting for a few years, eats pretty well, but also, you know, has a beer every once in a while. I would say that, you know, like the hairy Jowsy type of physique, that's like the best type of physique you could aim for, because it looks like you're like pushing the envelope of your natural potential. And women realize that. It just triggers something in their mind. They're like, this guy's healthy, he's got good genes, good cells, and he can pass down these good healthy genes to our offspring. Are we shocked? Is it surprising that the physique is number one? It shouldn't be. I don't even want to talk about this one. I literally could talk about this for hours, and maybe I will. Maybe this is a future video. But number two, posture. And this is every single posture you could possibly think of. This goes from your standing posture, your sitting posture, your reactive posture, your facial posture. Everything comes into play when it comes to getting noticed and standing out amongst a crowd. Do I really want to talk about this? No, I'm gonna make a separate video. I just decided. The complete body language guide. That'll be coming maybe sometime in the next couple weeks, so watch out for that. Subscribe. Have you ever been out and about and you look at yourself on a security screen, you know, the ones that say, smile, you're on camera, and you notice your posture is absolute shit. You look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. Well, yeah, it's true. Posture can make a huge difference in how you are perceived. So you gotta tighten that shit up, man. 3 pillars: keep your head up, chest out, and shoulders, you know, pulled back and down a little bit. I've told you this story before. I remember when I met this big YouTuber who's a good friend of mine. He had like 2.5 million subscribers. We were the same height, and I was walking next to him, and I noticed everybody was looking at him and kind of moving out of the way of him, but not me. So I turned and looked at him, and he had the most incredible posture I had ever seen, and he was just commanding the presence around us, and I felt mogged. He mogged me. He mogged me hard. That's when I made a conscious decision. I said, I will never let this altitude of mogging happen to me again. So I made a conscious decision. I tightened up my posture. I even got one of those like 8 looped, you know, posture correctors that you like Velcro in the back to like tighten your shit up. And I think I have fully corrected my posture. Now I get a lot of compliments on my posture, and that's one of the easiest ways to stand out. But not only that, there's other elements. I'm going to talk to them about another video, but some of the things are reactive posture. Say someone's calling out your name. Hey, Brett, if you're, hey, what's up? Quick to react, quick to appease their every call, right? You lose a little bit of respect because you're kind of like a little dog when they whistle. Come here, boy, come on. Oh, what's going on? No. Take your time. Have some respect for your time and your energy. There's so much more that goes into this, and I'm going to make a full video on that, but correcting your posture is like big tits on a girl. It's a cheat code. All right, and this is the last thing I wanted to touch on. Using my incredible knowledge, my very, very deep critical thinking skills, I figured out the last and final, those are the same thing, last and final. This is the last thing that's gonna make a huge difference on standing out amongst others. And this is something you've probably never heard before. This is a word, an essence, a fundamental way of living that dates back to the early 1500s. And it's called Spiritatura. Have you heard of it? No, you haven't. But that's why I'm here. Spiritatura is an Italian word that first appears in Castiglione's 1528, The Book of the Courtier, and it's defined by the author as a certain nonchalance, so as to conceal all art and make whatever one does or says appear to be without effort and almost without any thought about it. It is a powerful, controlled effortness, and it originally pertains to your style. Dressing with high class and high status, but making simple alterations to make it seem effortless and to differentiate yourself. This is why guys like Vinny Hacker and Noah Beck can garner tens of millions of more followers than even the top male models who are theoretically better looking, but yet they totally ignore this other dimension of displaying their personality, this essence, this sprezzatura. And this is carried on and just developed and cultivated over the next couple hundred years up until now. It's why you see the NBA players walking through the tunnel to the games trying to make a statement with their style. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma with his long ass sleeves. Now, you don't gotta do all that, but the point of this is differentiate your style just ever so slightly. And this is something that I have actually completely ignored my whole YouTube career, and I feel so stupid for it because having a distinct, unique style is one of the easiest ways to differentiate yourself and strengthen your brand. This jacket is epic. You've never seen one like this, and I'm gonna turn around for you so you can see the back. It is just as epic, and you're jealous. I can see it in your eyes. I'm kidding. But if you do want to stand out, which I think you do if you're watching this video, this is probably the simplest next to mastering your physique. So you have to do your research, you have to want it. I'm not gonna tell you what style is gonna be, you know, like with a one size fits all. There is none of that. Like everybody has something different that they're into. Some people are into wearing very high class 3-piece suits, tuxedos, whatever. Some people have kind of street style. Some people are somewhere in between. I think if you're watching this, maybe you would like it too, where it's just a little bit rugged, a little masculine, you know, denim, natural, neutral colors, this kind of like artifact, Victorian era engraving. I think it's just a really cool look. I love the like museum and Victorian kind of sophisticated vibe. That's why I got like the fucking torso statue back there. I got some paintings over here, you know. That's what I'm into. It's your job to find out what's gonna look best on you and what you actually resonate with and what kind of style that you can use as a catalyst to represent who you are. But Spiritatura doesn't have to end there. It can continue, it can bleed into every other part of your life. You can become the man that everything he does seems effortless. Everything he does just kind of happened. He's not posting a bunch of thirst traps on Instagram. He just got jacked. It just kind of happened. And it's a lot more impressive when the successes that you've had or the uniquities that you've acquired are not being shoved in everyone's faces. And it looked like, yeah, it happened. So what? So this is my call to you guys. We are gonna start the Spiritatura movement. Are you with me? If you're with me, comment down below. I'm with you. And we're gonna be the next wave of men who will not be ignored.